So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a paracord bracelet. Here's an example here. It's one with a clip. Put that one up there. That's what we're making. Here's an example of clips that you can use. These are small ones. You can actually use a slightly bigger one if you've got a bigger wrist. Those are, that might be a little bit too big, but there's some clips there. Okay, so I'm going to start with 2.5 meters to 3 meters of paracord. If you want to make a 2-color bracelet like this one, then you need to use half of each. So you need about 1.25 meters of each color, and then you join them. I've already done that. You burn them together in the middle. So then you've got 1.25 to 1.5 meters of each, depending on the size of your wrist. Then I'm going to take this clip, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the 2 ends of the cord here, and I'm going to make sure that they're burnt at the ends as well, and that you flatten them slightly so it's easier to get through the clip. So I'm going to take the clip is slightly sort of curved so that it fits on your wrist. So I'm going to take the outside and I'm going to place the 2 cables, paracord cables, through from the top, from the outside through, and I'm going to pull it all the way through, and then I'm going to take the ends and I'm going to place them through that loop. Okay, and pull through. Get that one out of the way now. Okay, I'm going to keep the join sort of a little bit lower down so that it gets slightly covered up at the end. Oh, there we go, sorry. So the join is there, but it could equally be a little bit further down. Okay, so now you want to take the ends and place them through the other end of the outside of the bracelet. So it's quite difficult for me to do because they're quite long. Keeping them parallel, so they're staying on the same side. So I'm going to place, I'll do it one at a time actually. I'm going to place the blue end through from the top and pull it through. Not all the way through, because you're going to be making that's what your bracelet's going to be made of. And then I'm going to put the other end through on the other side, so the white stays on the far side there from me. And I'm going to pull that through as well. So they need to both be the same length. Okay, like so. All right. And what you've got is you then need to place this onto your wrist and make sure it's the right size. What you don't want is you don't want it too tight, because you're going to be putting cable all the way around this. So that's probably a little bit big. I'll make that a little bit smaller, and then it'll be fine for my wrist. So I'm going to undo the cable now. I'm going to undo it and just make sure they're both the same length. It's really important that they're both the same and you haven't got a kink there in that. Okay, so then this is where the actual bracelet bit starts. So you've got your 2 cables here, which are going to be your inner cables, and then you've got your ends on the outside, these ends here, which are going to make the bracelet bit that goes over the top, this weaving bit over the top. So this is called a cobra knot. If you're not familiar with it, what you need to do, you've got your cables at the back, okay, and you're going to loop the right hand side across the top here. Then you're going to take the left hand cable and it goes under that loop, under that side, and then through the loop behind. You see that? And then I'm going to pull it through. Okay, I'm then going to pull the blue, let go of the blue one now and pull them both each side, one each side. I'm going to pull that tight. Okay, this is a good point to just double check that your cable is not, that it's still the same size. You don't want one to be longer than the other here, or you have a problem at the other end. So now I'm going to loop with the left. I'm going to loop with the left. I'm going to take that one under and pull it through. And then tighten it again. Pull it through. If it feels a bit wonky, you can tighten your cables a little bit by just pulling them through. Okay, so now you're starting to get a feel for your bracelet. So now I'm going to loop the right again, so we're alternating all the time. So it's always, on this bracelet, we're always looping with the blue one, okay? And the blue one will always be your middle section, okay? So then you loop, pull it through. And what you'll also find is that you'll always loop, doing your loop on the side that there's a bump, the latest bump. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to speed up a bit now so I can get it done. It's quite a long one. I'm actually not going to finish this because it's going to take me too long. I don't want this video to be too long. So, but what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you what it will look like at the other end and what you do to finish it off at the end. So eventually, that will go all the way along that outside bit, and then you'll be able to clip it back together, and you'll have your bracelet. And you just go as far as possible right to the end. So now I'm going to go back and show you the one that I finished. That one can stay there. So what you can see, what I've done with the ends here, so you end up back down here at this end here. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut the ends off, and then you're going to burn them and stick them to the ends. So you can see I've done the pink one on the back there and the blue one on the front. And that's all you need to do at the end. And then it's made, but just, yeah, and then you make sure that the clip is that way, bending into your wrist, and there's your bracelet.